Hey y'all, Houston here, coming to you from sunny Albuquerque, New Mexico. And today I want to talk to you about something that is near and dear to my heart and something that I think of whenever I'm designing learning experiences, and that's authentic assessment. And today I want to tell you about what authentic assessment is, give you a little reasoning as to why you should use authentic assessment, and give you a few tips and tricks about how to employ authentic assessment when you design your learning activities. So, what is it? Well, it goes by many names. Authentic assessments are called direct assessments, performance-based assessments, alternative assessments, meaning alternative to tests. But they are tasks that evaluate how a learner applies concepts to real-world problems. They give learners a better idea of the knowledge they will gain and are engaging and employ higher order thinking skills than your regular tests. And if you're talking about adult learning, having the why, having the application first and foremost is going to be very important to getting the buy-in from your learners. I said it once and I'll say it again. Authentic assessments are not tests. Tests measure what you know. Authentic assessments measure what you can do. Some of the characteristics of an authentic assessment: transparent expectations. There's no what's on the test. Integrated self-assessment, so time to reflect, and also no right answer. So we have an open-ended problem-solving sort of activity. A couple of examples: problem-based learning. The learner has to identify the problem and create solutions. Also, scenarios. Learners are given a scenario in which they must identify problems and then also use their prior knowledge to plan and execute a solution to the problem. So why should we use them? You're asking, well, why should I use it? Well, traditional testing is not perfect. Traditional testing comes up against cultural, linguistic, and ability barriers that might not allow the learner to truly show what they know. And also, the testing is not learning. And when you're talking about professional development, you want performance, you want learning, you want improvement, as opposed to, look, Mom, I got an A on my report card. Authentic assessments are an integrative activity. They integrate teaching and learning into a holistic experience. And so you're not wasting time teaching to a test. This is something that we identify in K-12 learning, and authentic assessments do away with that sort of concept of teaching to the test. So how do we use these authentic assessments? You're like, well, okay, now I'm convinced. How do I do it? Well, I'll give you a few tips. First tip: start at the end. Start with what you want the learner to be able to do, and then work backwards from that to develop the assessment. The next step is use a rubric. And, as educators, we use rubrics for ourselves, but with an authentic assessment, we also want to use rubrics, give rubrics to our learners so that they will have transparency in what is expected of them. And the third thing I want to tell you about is chunking and accountability. Break that task down. Make it approachable. Don't make it intimidating. Also, keep track of progress. The learner should be assessing themselves throughout the process, formative assessments, and also reflecting on what they have learned. In conclusion, using authentic tasks to assess performance can create more meaningful learning experiences, can integrate teaching and learning into a holistic experience, and make learning more equitable. Make it so that you, as the educator, as the trainer, as a learning and development professional, can reach a wider audience than you could with traditional testing.